Right, hello, welcome to game 2 of my Berbers day, I suppose it is. Um, Last game, I stubbornly played Scouts into Knights, if you've watched it, and I intend, well, it's my plan with Berbers really, I intend to do the same thing here. We'll quickly recap why I like doing that, which is the Castle Edge bonus for Berbers, the cheap, stable units. So it's 15% cheaper in Castle Edge, which lets me spam 15% more units onto the field, which helps snowball fights into my favour here. The other reason I like it is because a long time ago I picked up Survivalists' Scout Build Order, where you have 7 on food, 2 on wood, and then everything goes on food until you get up to Feudal Age. Excellent build order. If I haven't shown it to you before, hit me up and I'll walk you through it. Berbers, 10% speed bonus just means I get a little bit of extra food, wood, whatever it is I'm grabbing, especially if I'm walking distances, which is just a nice eco bonus that I don't have to do anything to obtain. Now we're playing on Arabia, which is a very nice open map here, and unusually I am playing rather well because I have only got 1 second of TC idle time, and my opponent has nearly 30 already. Gobstopper in the red here today is my enemy, and he is playing as the Koreans, which is an unusual civilization to be playing as. The Koreans generally rely. The thing that makes them scary is the late game. They've got a unique unit that's very difficult to deal with, which is the Siege Wagon. Siege Wagon? What's it called? War Wagon. There we go. It's called the War Wagon. And the war wagon comes out of a castle, so once they get those castles up and they start making those wagons, they're very dangerous. And they've also got good siege onagers with a very shallow minimum range, I'm going to say. So their death ball in the late game is very difficult to deal with. Generally, civs like that want to get into the late game don't like these open spaces that Arabia gives and open maps gives, because it means they can be pressured early before they get to their death ball. So I'm surprised to see Koreans. I'm assuming that he has randomed into it. Righty. Yeah, what else do the Koreans do well? Oh, their villages have an extra line of sight, and it's not really an eco bonus. I don't think the Koreans really have an eco bonus. The other bonus that they have for their civ is their archers get their armor upgrades for free. So if you are playing against a archer civ, the Koreans can be quite nice because you can just they go 2 range archers, you go 1 range skirm, and you're already getting those armor bonuses for free. And yeah, that's great. Just free armor, trade, get on top of them. It's great. Now over here, 17 pop. He's buying loom because I'm assuming he's housed, unless he's got a very quick up order, which I would remember. I forgot about this. Over here, during my perfect run of nearly 0 TC idle time, I stumbled across this rhino, and apparently I am laming it, and which is a very risky, stupid thing to do, because I don't normally lame. But I was obviously feeling good about myself, saw an opportunity and took it. So as you can see, the scout is a little bit faster than the rhino. I have to weave back and forth with the scout. Now he's arriving with his scout to attack my scout and hopefully stop me, well, from his perspective, hopefully stop me getting the rhino all the way to my base. Now he's blocking this rhino, so I can't get it closer. And this is the downside to laming, is that all my villagers, don't look at them too closely, are idle. So although I am stealing this 400 food from him, and his idle TC time is clicking up, which is like village death. Oh, mine's clicking up too now. I'm not bringing in any food, so this is delaying. It'd be much better if I could do this perfectly, yeah? Bring in 2 rhinos and then get in the third. I'm assuming I had that opportunity because he was a little bit late out to his rhinos. Maybe he chose to eat all his sheep first. Sorry. I got distracted by the civ talk. This is not a pretty lure, but I was under pressure. Okay, now, I remember what happens. In here, I go, oh, I've got an extra 400 food that I don't normally have. Instead of doing my normal 19 pop click up, I will go for more of a fast castle. And I think I was also making vills while bringing in that rhino and not looking at my food count. So, yeah, yeah, we had that's another reason why my population's higher than 19. So I'm trying to turn this advantage into a fast castle and then hit them even faster with the knights. Skip the scouts, go straight to the knights. And yeah, so this is why we've got a couple on gold, and we're building some houses, and hopefully I'm not housed myself. Now, a fast castle for me, a safe fast castle for me, is normally 25, 26 population, and I end up with like 7 on wood sort of thing, everyone else sort of on food, a few on gold. Now this is too many on gold. Normally I'd have 3 on gold. Forgive me, I think I'm panicking because I didn't know when I was supposed to send the 3 to gold, and I thought, well, maybe I'm too late, so I'll put the extra one on there so I'm not going to be short on gold. In hindsight, from what I remember, that was a mistake. Yeah. Oh, this is also a huge mistake. Look at this. I think that there is a gap. Can I show this? Can I go quickly in here? I have only just figured out that I thought these were separate wood lines, and I'm trying to wall between them. And all I've succeeded in doing is walling in my villager and my scout. So full panic stations from me. Well, funny, but not ideal. So my advice is what I'm going to do potentially is go out and lame all of you and get good at it. Or if the match is actually important, I'm not going to take the lame because it's mucked up my whole build. It stressed me out, and I think I was in a pretty decent position before I did that. I'm half expecting him to get up to feudal age, so I'm going for a military building. Silly, because I needed a fast castle. Why am I building the military building? Meanwhile, he's reacted slightly better than me. He's short on food. He's collecting in some wood. He's started walling his base up a little bit. Imagine if I just arrived with scouts here after stealing that rhino, pushed him off this wood and harassed him. That could have been a GG there, but no. We wanted to do a fast castle. And now we are a little bit short on wood because I built this barracks. If I just spent that, waited for feudal age and built a market and a blacksmith, we'd be fine. And now here's the market, which is great. Like, you know, I've got too much gold, should have built the market, sold a little bit of food, got the wood, and, just bought the gold, didn't need to sell food, and then I'd be up. But no, bad decisions. We are now building a stable, thinking that he's going to come with pressure or that I want to go forward with knights. Just a little bit of poor decision making here is really starting to cost me. Meanwhile, it's giving him the time to finish walling up this little base of his. And again, Koreans get better with time. Like if he makes it to Imperial Age, he's going to be in a relatively good position. Get a castle up, start making those war wagons. He'll be fine. Yeah. Heavy on gold. I'm always too heavy on gold, but we're particularly heavy on gold. The berries ran out. I'm still scared of that counter pressure coming in, so I haven't gone out to stone. Often in these sorts of games, once my berry villages finish, I'll send them over to stone because I already have a bunch of farms. But I went fast castle, which means I didn't build farms, which is silly because normally in a fast castle build you get 26 pop and you build like 2 or 3 farms to help get the food. But I'd stolen the rhino, so I thought I was okay. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's what I thought or if I just completely forgot the food. But you can see, even now, rewatching this, I'm not sure what I was doing or am doing. Just a big mess, really. But we are up to castle age. It is not going to be a 16-minute fast castle, which is, you know, decent. It's going to be more like a 17, 18-minute castle age. Somewhere in the realms of that. And all this has done is given him plenty of times to secure these wood lines, to put down farms. I believe he's got more farms than me. It's 11 versus 5. Yeah, that'd be a very generous 7 if I said 7 there. I'm only just buying my upgrades now. If you're going fast castle, don't buy your tech upgrades until you've got the castle age. They cost food. If you buy them, delays you. Usually better to get your castle age and then buy them. But look, if you look at my wood and my food here, I'm very stuck for resources, which is why having a market here would have been great. Yeah, market blacksmith, heaps on gold, get the wood I need, then go barracks, stables. That would have been fine. And looking at his uptime, he's at 31 villages. He was never coming to my base. So, yeah. Be interested to see what some higher ELOs think. Higher ELOs, if you ever watch this, Well, should I have been panicking about the counter pressure, or a greedy boom was the right decision? Let me know. Freeze Spearman, he's aware that the knights are going to be coming. He knows it's knights, or he's expecting cavalry, he's expecting scouts. He's doing the right thing here. He's buying the upgrade, the armor upgrade. So when you've got units that do bonus damage, you want the armor upgrade first because it will keep them alive, let them do more bonus damage. Often they're doing 8, 15, 20 bonus damage depending what age you're in and what unit it is, that sort of thing. So one more attack isn't as valuable to a counter unit as, you know, surviving one more hit. That's going to get them a lot more attack if they live a little bit longer. Right, and on to my myriad of identifiable mistakes in hindsight, where my vision's 2020. I've made 2 knights, and I will send them forward. And I will send... There we go. No, thinking about... There we go, now we're sending them forward. Market's finally going up. That's going to make my life easier. Sending the 2 knights forward. Now, normally, when I'm playing scouts into knights, I hang out with scouts for quite a while. I get some upgrades. I get the armor upgrade, the attack upgrade. I get bloodlines as I go up to the next age. I was hoping his berries would be here, but I'm so late. His berries aren't even there. We're at 20-minute castle age time. He's normal time castle age. Now, normally I have upgrades on my cavalry, and because I did not, I was scared to have my 2 knights fight these 2 spears. Hindsight being what it is, I should have fought, kept those spear numbers low, because if we're producing a knight, a spear, a knight, a spear, a knight, a spear, my knights will survive an encounter with these spears, and slowly I'll be able to mess up the numbers. Whereas if he gets to castle age and gets pike, I am going to be in trouble. So we've got 2 knights. We're getting bloodlines now, which is a very good upgrade. We've got 3 more knights coming in. So if I'd killed those 2 spears and then run away, he would have 3 spears in here now, and I would have, hopefully, 4 knights, 5 knights, and it would be 3 spears, 4 spears versus the 5 knights. Take that fight again before they get their pikeman upgrade, keep those numbers down, maybe have a chance to run through and disrupt all this. Much better position. So attempted throw number 1, possibly number 2, depending how you look at it. Yeah, this is ugly. But at least we're in a winning position, right? Hopefully. At least we're in a good position. Maybe not a winning position. At least we're in a position where we have the advantage. I think I've got more of an advantage than what the score showed. 17 on food, 14 on food, 18 vills. I definitely have an eco lead. Maybe it's closer than I think it is, but the upgrades are coming in. I'm trying to run through. He's cutting me off with those. I don't want to be under the TC. Yeah, a little bit of cowardice. If I was a little bit braver, things would be good. Gobstopper, his big plan here is, I think he's assuming that he is behind militarily. He can see the knights coming out. He's not going to try and win with military. He's just going to build some TCs, and he's going to start booming. It's not a bad plan, given the situation. It's the right call. At home here, I have not boomed at all. I'm very, military focused. I was looking to do damage, and he's keeping all that damage out. So if he can boom his way back up and get a good population and an eco lead, he's going to be in a pretty decent position. Another harassing knight, another group of knights moving forward. This is the Berber 15% discount here, starting to show its worth. I wish I'd done that against the spearmen. Now I'm thinking I need to crack this little egg to get inside to the soft gooey bits that are tasty. Metaphors breaking down. So we're building a siege workshop. We're going to bust through and get in there. I was hoping that these guys might be able to get in on this side as well, but not looking particularly good. And the eco is comparable. He's down by maybe 10%. So yeah, it was a close game. I still think, if I had to pick a position to be in, I'm definitely picking mine. I do feel that I have been throwing this game so far, and it is not as close as the score leads us to believe. Now I've gone for a ram, which I don't hate. Maybe a scorpion might have been better, given he's got all these spears coming forward, and I a parrot. See, I've got my upgrades. Now I'm confident to fight into a counter unit, and you can see how that is not working for me. Yeah. He's got upgrades. He's got both his armors, I believe. My color blindness lets me see that. He's got both his armors, so that bonus damage that these pikes are doing is they're surviving hits and they're doing damage. They're doing what they should. I need a counter for the counter. But the idea was to crack the eggs open, and that's what this battering ram's going to try and do, knocking down this house. What's happened to these, Cav? Have I grouped them all together? Yes, I have. Now, this was sneaky. In the game, I had no idea that this happened. No idea at all. And it was very calculated on his part. Unfortunately for him, he didn't see me crack the egg open and start flying in with the knights. And he has got a low spearman count here. But that doesn't matter too much, because my second armor upgrade's only coming in now. These farms are pretty much protected by the TC. This woodline's pretty much protected by the TC. You don't want to dive underneath TCs unless you've got the second armor upgrade. The knights will just take too much damage. I think they were waiting for an overchop and it never came. Oh no, there it is. Get all the knights together, thinking we're taking a nice big fight and it's going to be great for me. He's snuck this town centre up. I'm overchopped here. I am actually quite vulnerable. And I need to take a good fight against these spears. I don't want to lose too many knights. I'm running the spears towards the scorpion, hoping for some good hits. He's grouping up his spears. The farm counts, I'm a hidden farm count, I'm a hidden gold count, I'm a hidden wood count. And why, you ask? Because our friend who was booming appears to have made the call to not make any more villages. You can look at his TC idle time coming up. It's been quite a while since he's made a vill. And I believe that is intentional. I think he is going all in and trying to get to the next age or go with more military. Not Onager, Mangonel here. And he's picking off the reinforcements. I'm oblivious to this because I am looking at this here, killing villagers under the TC. Now, I genuinely thought that my battering ram with these knights might be able to take out this TC. Knights to protect it, battering ram to hit. Turns out no. Turns out the town centre, focus firing the ram, is enough to take it down. Spoilers, sorry. He's been picking off my knights. He's left 4 villagers behind. Eventually I will notice. Don't know when. And I thought this fight here would be pretty decent for me, but it turns out all my knights have died. So yeah, a bit tragic. Well, not died, but a lot of them died. I can see the dead bodies in the crops. Battering ram's down. I've only got 3 left, and yeah, I'm killing some stuff. Like I've managed to kill 8 villagers, according to that, which isn't nothing, but it's less than what I thought. Like this is near here. I get 4 villagers for free, so just in the reinforcements, gonna kill. But this is why I like the Berbers. I can make mistakes like this, where my knights just disappear and I lose my knight mass, and then I can still have my military ready to go, and it doesn't cripple my eco to the same extent. Now, I believe, yeah, here comes the castle. Now, I think I wanted to put the castle right there, but I've seen all his pikes and his mangonels and gone, oh, we'll retreat back to this hill. But the castle here would have killed both those TCs and would have been game over. So he's done very well to have his mass where it is. And I wish I'd known that he was just going to leave, because then I'd put my castle in here. Again, I see none of this, if you don't believe me. There you go, that's what I see. I'm assuming his army's here, because I don't have eyes on it. And he's walking around. And eventually he's going to pop in. And he's going to build a castle of his own with this 800 stone and drop it right in front of my production buildings. And so I see spears. Here's my knights. I'm deciding, because I brought my knights forward to defend my castle, thinking he was going to push it. And no, now I've got to bring them home to try and defend this castle, or I can run them into his base and try to kill more villagers. I didn't know that he'd stopped his TCs. I thought he was still producing, so I thought this raid would be effective. What I did not see is that he's been already regrouping his next batch of spearmen underneath these TCs, and so I end up taking a horrible fight. I thought all his military would be up here, and instead he had plenty of spears here, and they are going to eat my knights because he had the pikemen in numbers. Bit tragic. Castle, I can't approach the castle. Like, anything that goes under that castle is going to die. And then he has 3 mangonels now. He's already taken out 1 stable. Second stable's here. And he's just pushing me down. Pushing me down from a secure position. He's got stone here that he's going to take. I think I'm on this stone. So we're both basically forward castle pushing, and he's doing the better job because this castle isn't really hurting him. Maybe it's keeping him off this gold that he wasn't really taking anyway. He's very much a food and wood society. He's making pikemen, and that's just fine. It's me that needs the gold with the night production. Everything's going down. So, second TC, nice to see. I am pretty sure that I'm giving up on this position at this point. We're building a backward stable. Does that make sense? A stable behind all this. This TC is going to get hit. Maybe I thought I could sneak those, but he's watching, so I'm going to run away. Yeah. Annoying people with no eco. They just have to look at the front, right? And this knight's going to die. Horrible. Yeah. These guys, that's where my roller point is on that stone. Should really have reset that, but I was panicking. So now these villagers are probably going to... Oh no, I noticed it. Nice. Die. That's what I was going to say. Those villagers are probably going to die. I don't think I reset the rally point though. Yeah, 5 mangonels. That really will. This TC is going to melt pretty quick. Once they start hitting it, it's going to go down. And he knows that I need that market. He's played some messy games before and he understands. Fortunately, I'm going to get this castle up just before he gets this castle up, because that would have been a doozy. So I know that this TC is going down. We're going to build a castle here to secure this part of my map. And as we all know, castle v castle, go to Imp, get some trebuchets, castle it down. Trib it down. That's normally the way. I've got villagers on gold here. They are not terribly secure. I would love to have another castle here, and then I would have my wood, my food, and some gold secured, and I would feel a lot safer. That's not happening. And instead I'm only protecting them with 9 knights, and he's got 11 pikes. So yeah, these knights are not looking like a particularly good defense for this gold over here. Up the front, just taking stone. In his base, not a lot's really going on. He's got he's got quite a bit of gold. He's got a lot of wood, and he's got a little bit of food. He's just enough to keep going. He's up to 44 villagers, which is a few more than when I last checked. Yeah, he's deliberately going for a big push, and that's why his TC's idled. My TC's idled just because, like, I'm under pressure. And look at the score difference. This is like 5,000 to 3,500. This is a huge swing, and I'm sure it's the KD. He's got 70 kills, 58 deaths, and I've got 55 kills and 68 deaths, which might not look so bad on paper, but like my units are the more expensive ones. So that's hurt me a lot more than it's hurt him. And the eco deaths, Desperation Castle. I think I was hoping that he'd bring his pikes forward to stop the castle. Then I could hit the mangonels and maybe take a good fight here and eventually get this up. That is not how it's gone down at all. We will take out 2 mangonels, but that's about the end of it really. So this castle is not going up, which means I'm about to lose my gold. Yeah. And it's not good. He's nearly got a 2,000 score lead. However, I have one advantage, which is I'm going to be first to Imp. He now has military. Actually, I've got the other advantage is I do have an eco lead, which is why I'm first to Imp probably. But he's got the military advantage now. He's got castles in my face. If this castle goes down, it's pretty much game over. Like there's nothing left to stop him. This castle wasn't up quick enough. Yeah. Forward castle would have probably been a mistake, although tempting. Yeah. Now here I think he made a mistake. He went to raid with his pikes, and then he turned back. Yeah. Now he's been saving. He's going up to Imp 2, so I've only got maybe 2.5 minutes ahead. Yeah. But thankfully, I thought I could snipe these mangonels. My thinking is if I can take out those mangonels, pikes aren't going to worry me. The pikes aren't going to be taking out TCs and castles. I can secure everything pretty easily. Castle here. I think castle. Where would it be? Imagine if he built the castle here. But then what would it secure? Maybe that is a dumb idea. He's got this castle anyway. He's building a third castle. He's going to have epic treb production when it comes. Speaking of, my first treb is arriving. How I bought it, I don't know. Where's my gold? I do have a few on gold, so that's probably how I bought it. No, I've been selling wood for gold. So I've got a market somewhere. Well done me, there it is. And that is how I'm affording my trebs. And my first treb goes in. Now, fortunately for me, he does not have cavalry. So if these pikes come onto the castle, they're going to die. These mangonels come onto the castle, they're going to die. There's no way for him to quickly get to the treb, kill it, and leave again. He just doesn't have that option with the army that he's making. So, which gives me the advantage in the treb war. Well, an advantage. The advantage he has is he's got 1, 2, 3 production buildings against my 1, maybe 2, although wheeling a trebuchet through this distance seems like a poor idea. So I'm basically just producing from this castle. I am preparing for a life without knights, a life without gold, and getting light cav, and hope I've got quite a bit of food. Had quite a bit of food. I've only got 5 on farms at the moment. Thinking that that'll allow me to spam and raid and do those sorts of things. Yeah. So that 2.5 minutes to castle age has allowed me to get 3 trebs, and I'm basically taking out a castle. He's invested. He's got enough for another castle, but he's invested quite a bit into saving that already. As identified before, his units cannot come under this castle. Issue is, if my trebuchets leave the safety of this castle, there is nothing to protect them. We've got TC coming up here, TC coming up here. Yeah, so I'm still trying to play that eco game. I'm still trying to boom. I'm still trying to get the villages going in. As you can see, I'm still making more villages the whole time. I'm not all in. I am just in a desperate situation. 2 trebs versus 4 trebs. That's the double production helping him out. Treb versus treb war. I don't have a good advantage for this, but watch these mangonels. They're going to creep into the range and dead. Spears go down. Try and raid with the light cav. All those mangonels are dead now. He's taken out 1 trebuchet and lost his whole army for it. Yeah. This castle is going down. Now, imagine if he had 30 seconds, 1 minute more of patience. The castle goes down, then he sends in those mangonels with those spears. This game would look very different right now. All my light cav would probably be dead. I'd probably lose most of my trebuchets. His trebuchets, he would have more than me, and that means he wins the treb fight. These 2 castles would still be standing. Here's me diving for a treb, which is an option that he didn't quite have. A little impatient from me too. There we go. Killing the repair villagers. Nice. Runs them under the castle. So light cav seems to be working for me. A knight's in here too. And remember, these knights are almost fully upgraded castle age. I think they're just missing the attack upgrade. Yeah. A little bit of army, and he'd have been fine. What he's actually running low on is wood, which is interesting. This lumber camp got more and more inefficient, and then buying all those trebs seems to have soaked up his wood. The war wagon! This was his unit. This is generally what Koreans want to make to win. And it's just outnumbered. What's that? 6 knights to 1 war wagon? Yeah. Massed war wagons, the knights don't stand a chance. But just 1 of them, 2 of them, we're alright. Castles are coming up across the map to secure this TC now. Eventually, hopefully get another one here to secure everything. He needs to get these trebs. If he can keep this castle up, there is a chance that he can keep this war wagon production up and give me problems. Unfortunately for him, also, you see these little guys? They've been repairing this trebuchet, which is what you need to do in a treb war. Makes a big difference. Didn't want to engage with the knights until the castle went down. Now we engage. Big fight. If his war wagons win, he can give me problems. No. He just GG's. GG's there. So, what a crazy game that was. Lame. Mucked me up with my own fast castle. Probably should have just invested it into extra scouts and tried to overrun him. Or done a better job at fast castling and got the market there. Throwing knights, but I had the advantage with Castle Age and didn't do anything with it. Like, what was that? Didn't take any fights, didn't manage to get my knights to do anything. I'd have been better off staying at home and just free TC booming, really. And then, yeah, he comes in, gets a really sneaky castle position, takes out my production buildings. My castle was rather lackluster. Skin of my teeth, I have scraped through this one. Like, just even that last fight there, where he sent his army in before the castle went down. If he'd had a little bit more patience, he would have still won this game, or he'd have been in a much better position to win the game. I still think that, mate, once this castle got up and I secured this gold, it's gonna be trickier for him with these two bases. But still, yeah, fun game, back and forth, crazy swing in that one. Hope you liked it. One more game to come.